Hey guys, welcome back to today's video. So today I'm going to be doing a super chatty testing new makeup, get ready with me. So I'm going to be testing out new products and also sharing with you guys like life updates from the past month because there's been so many crazy things and I wanted to share them with you guys because I have not had a chance to like sit down and update you. So that's what we're doing today. So make sure you grab a snack because there's so many things I'm going to go over today and we're just going to chat and test out some new makeup while I update you guys. So let's get into it. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell and let's do it. Every time I sit down to film and start this video, it's like not recording and then the camera shuts off. I'm like, what the heck? So we are finally recording and let's just get into chatting with you guys, doing a little get ready with me, testing out new makeup products and just telling you guys what's been going on over the past month because I feel like it's been a little bit crazy, and even more so with the holidays. I feel like it's really been adding that into it. Has been crazy. So where do we even begin? I was not even sure what I wanted to share, versus what I did want to share, because I would say I'm a pretty private person. I do share with you guys a little bit, but obviously you don't know everything, and it's really sharing like there's like a boundary between like I want to like be completely real with you guys, and then also like just to be quite honest, I get paranoid with, I don't care about like people watching me, like you guys, my subscribers. I am so weird, like I get paranoid about people I know like in person watching me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, everyone's gonna judge me, and that's like what I think of. Like I don't really care about like strangers. It's like more like people who know me and see me in like real life. I get a little bit like, oh my gosh, like what are they gonna think? But I know I shouldn't really care because like I've been already on YouTube for like 10 years. I have to like get over that. Lighting is not the best ever. One of my lights went out. I have like 2 lights and a ring light, and this one, it like the switch that turns it on is broken. Let's go ahead and add some eyeshadow primer. I'm just using my favorite, which is the AOA Soft Base Nude Primer. This is like, you literally need like 1 dab and it covers your entire eyelid. Like literally that covered actually both my eyelids. It's kind of crazy. AOA has such good stuff. And I think I said this in my last video, I need to do another AOA video in 2023 and like test out products from them. Last year I actually worked with them, which was so cool. Like that was such a dream. Like I love working with brands who align with like my content, like working with a brand who sells like $1.50 makeup and like being able to get a sponsorship with a brand like that to me is so just, I couldn't have asked for a better sponsorship, honestly. You guys, I don't know why, but I broke out so bad down here. I rarely get breakouts. The only time I get breakouts is right before and during my period, and I don't think it's that time yet. So I'm like, what the heck? I have been getting some PR from Chatty, and they sent me their chocolate 9-piece eyeshadow palette. So I figured I would try this with you guys. I had like a few different eyeshadow palettes, like one that I got in BoxyCharm. So here's what it looks like. I love these little mini palettes. I think they're just so cute. Also, this is from BoxyCharm. This is another Chatty. This is the Spice palette. Chatty is just taking over. This one's really pretty. And then this one is the ColourPop one that they sent me called Vibe Check, which is at, ooh, just spilled, which is at Target. And I did like a whole video using this and the sound wasn't working because it was like on a different camera and the microphone was like slightly unplugged, and I had to scrap the entire video, which really stunk. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and set my eyes with this shade from the Chatty Spice palette. It's just a matte shade, and I'm gonna put that all over my eyes. Oh my gosh, I feel like I have not sat down and chat with you guys in the longest time, and that's why I want to bring back these like weekly get ready with me's. They're really popular on TikTok, but they've always been popular on YouTube. I just feel like they're a little behind on TikTok. Like they're doing things that people did on YouTube like 6 years ago. It's just that the platform is newer. So people are like dunking their head in water to like do their foundation. I'm like, they were doing that on YouTube years ago, y'all. it's just on there, it's like, oh my gosh, this is something new, because maybe some of those people were not in that YouTube era. I don't know, that's like what I'm figuring. But as someone who grew up on YouTube, I know all the trends already from like years ago, so it's just funny to see people be like thinking they're new. If you guys notice that as well. So that's why they say there's nothing new under the sun, right? So I just set my eyes, that actually set really nicely. Right here, they have names, I think. Yes, this is called hot chocolate, which, ooh, I want a hot chocolate right now. So I guess I should get started as I do my makeup on the life updates. And first off, I don't know if I told you guys like about my job. If you had watched my vlogs, which I feel like not that many people did, I had a vlog a little bit about my job. Okay, I just checked my teeth. I had literally the biggest piece of food in my teeth, and that is honestly super embarrassing. I had tuna for lunch, so that's a cute look. But we keep it real here, you guys. We keep it real. So I had a job. I started it in March, and I always meant to like tell you guys about it, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna make a video on it, and then I just never did. But it was the same company I worked for before the pandemic, and when the whole pandemic happened, I was working in travel, booking like flights, which I had talked a little bit about on my channel, and they did not do well with the Rona time because no one was traveling. That company actually is back now, but I honestly do not want to work for that company again, because it was just, I was literally working so many crazy hours. I would be up till like 1 in the morning during like the busy season, and I liked that I was busy, but it was just way too much, and it's like all codes on a computer, and it's just not what I want to be doing. So they had launched another division of these yachts in Miami, and back in March, that was their busy season. They had asked me to join the team because obviously they knew how I worked, and I was kind of going back and forth with it. Wasn't really sure if I wanted to do it, but I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. I did it, and I was like, I remember like, because I had not been doing like the 9 to 5 thing, it was like the first day I sat down at my desk over here to work, I had like opened up the thing they sent me, and it was like 9:30 to 5:30, and I remember I just like, this sounds so ridiculous, but I like literally burst into tears that first day, because I was like, oh my gosh, like I just wasn't used to that schedule, and I did work remote. So in mid-December, the company was not doing well. It was, I feel like when you, basically what I'm trying to say is they let me go from the job, so I did lose my job in mid-December, and I was working for them full-time remotely. And I feel like whenever you say like, oh, you got let go, people always think it's like, oh, what did you do? It's like, I didn't do anything wrong. It wasn't me, it's the company. They didn't have enough clients really, and it's a very niche kind of business. It's yachts that are in Miami. It's not like a makeup line or something. Like, it's very, very niche, and they're very expensive. So you obviously need people who have that type of money to spend like $6,000, you know, at a time. So they don't really have that many clients, and they were wanted to do something different, move in a different direction, and they couldn't carry, you know, everyone's salary anymore. And I had kind of suspected, because it had been that way a little bit since the summer. I half suspected it, half not. It was still like a surprise to me. So, and I was telling my husband, I was like, should I tell them that I like lost my job? And he was like, no, don't tell them. And I was like, well, maybe someone can relate to me, and, you know, like I did want to let you guys know, like I was working full-time while also doing my influencer stuff, and, you know, like I am also like a real person who works, and, you know, people probably be like, oh, why are you working a full-time job? Well, or was I working a full-time job? I live in New York, you guys. Like, it is so expensive to live here, like especially with everything going on. Okay, imagine like how everyone now is saying like, oh, everything got so expensive. Where I live, it's like always been like that, like worse than everywhere else, times now like more. So it's very expensive to live in New York, and you know, I don't have like a lavish lifestyle. I don't, you know, I live in a 1-bedroom apartment, And I'm not like saying these things like for you guys to feel bad for me, like you don't have to. I'm just like literally explaining to you like the truth of like what life is, you know? You gotta really hustle. Still consider myself like so blessed, and I'm so grateful because I've had collaboration opportunities, more so like TikTok and Instagram. YouTube is a little bit more like silent. I can't imagine just like people who survive off YouTube. It's really, you have to have a bunch of different streams of income. This is why I can't do my makeup and talk, because and then I don't end up doing my makeup. So there. Okay guys, I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. So yeah, you have to have many different streams of income. It's just how it is, especially if you live in a place that is more pricey. Yeah, so it definitely stunk to lose my job. Hi Oliver. And of course there's like always a part of you that's like, oh, like I'm worried, but then at the same time, like the Lord has just been so faithful to me always. So then I'm like, don't worry, like he's got you. Everything is going to work itself out. And like I said, I always, every day, I thank the Lord for the opportunities that I've had with like my collabs and stuff. Like I'm so grateful for when I do get those. So many influencers out there, especially now. So when people do want to work with me, I'm like, wow, like I take it as such a special thing, because I'm like, wow, they want to work with me out of like all these people. And it also really makes you want to do a really good job. And I pride myself on like the content that I produce. And you know, I just pray that I will have more of those opportunities to work with more brands. And it's not even just beauty brands. I work with a lot of different brands, and I am just so grateful. Like I think 2022 was definitely like my best year for collabs, and I was so proud of that because I've been doing this for over 10 years now. Yeah, 10 years. And so it's like 10 years later, I'm like finally getting, you know, proper payment and collabs and stuff. So that to me is just like, wow, like I worked really hard to get to the point of where I am. So I try not to take anything for granted. But there is also a scary part of being self-employed. Like you don't know when that next job is coming. Like you have to really hustle and put yourself in that mindset. And you know, I don't always want to hustle. Okay, let's keep it real. Does anyone really? Like, I mean, well, maybe some people do, but you have to like really like focus and like put your mind and your heart and like everything into it if you are self-employed, because no one's looking after you. No one's giving you that weekly paycheck. You're working for yourself, and you're the only one besides obviously Jesus who is looking out for you. So I have to be really proactive, especially this upcoming year. And you know, it's been really tough with YouTube. I am trying my best. I really try to upload a lot of content on here, but sometimes it just feels like the algorithm, well, a lot of times feels like the algorithm is just not in my favor, and it's so difficult to grow. That's why I did start my second channel in 2022, and it actually ended up working out really well because I was able to monetize that channel, which is so cool. Like, set a goal to start a second channel and then get it monetized was like such an accomplishment to me, and I'm so proud of that. I don't get to upload on there as much as I want to, hopefully more this year, but I'm so proud of that like goal, and I love uploading content on there. Even though sometimes the content will be a little similar to what I post on here, it's still just the fact that I have this other place to go where I can just post Dollar Tree, shop with me's, just any sort of like, I did like a video on a supermarket I go to. It's like my most popular video is a supermarket video. So just like budget shopping and stuff. So if you guys have not subscribed yet, make sure you go subscribe to my second channel. It is called Discount Dolly, or you might see on there it says like at Dollar Dolly. I didn't want to make it Dollar Tree like how my Instagram is, because I didn't want to pigeonhole myself to just Dollar Tree, because that can also be like, you know, I don't want to be stuck in that one box. So that's why I did Discount Dolly, so I can do any sort of like discount shopping. You know, I do like Target Bullseye on there. I do more Five Below. So if you guys would follow me on there, it would mean so much. And I'm definitely going to try and upload on there even more, especially now because I have time to, right? Because I am not at my full-time job anymore. So, and all this like influencing stuff, you guys, it does take so much time. But obviously I love it. Like, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, like, content creation, when you have like also a full-time job, it does get really difficult because you have to create your content. You have to be uploading to Instagram. I upload a lot to Instagram. You have to stay on your stories, your reels, your TikToks, your YouTubes, your YouTube shorts. So it's really difficult when you are working full-time, but just having the security of a full-time job it's really nice because you know what you have coming in every single week to pay your bills. Like, it's not a question. And I know I didn't have this, but some people have like a 401k, which is really cool, like for retirement, which is like insanely important. And that's something I also want to start getting into this year, is to really, I'm actually really late for this, but to start saving in a Roth IRA for retirement is going to be like a huge goal of mine for this year, because retirement is something that is so important. When you're young, you're not thinking about when you're 65, but literally like it comes. And then I don't want to be working at like TJ Maxx. Well, maybe I do. No, when I'm 70, I don't want to be working at like the retail store. So that's why you have to plan now for later. Even though it is so hard, that's why I feel like a lot of people don't, because a lot of people right now, especially in these times, like they don't have like this extra $1,500 every month to put away. So that's why basically you do what you can. Take a little break to switch my battery on my camera because it was dying. So let's see what I want to do next. Obviously this is like a look that I love, this like kind of burnt red. I'm going to go into this ColourPop Vibe Check palette, and I'm going to take this shade Big Mood, and I'm going to put that on the outer corner here to just deepen everything up. So then it was the holiday time, and ooh, this is really pretty. And I was going to my sister's house. She lives in Florida, and my sister Dana, and everyone was going except my brother. And I got sick literally right when I got there. It stunk so bad. I can probably hear it in my voice. It just won't go away. I finally, after like 3 years of avoiding it, I finally got the Rona. I knew it was going to happen sometime eventually, especially because whatever it's morphed into now, I think it is like really contagious. And I don't know where, it could have honestly been from anywhere. I had this theory, and this is my next story I have to get into, that I got it from like when Oliver came back from the vet, because I was like kissing him and touching him and stuff, and I'm usually so good with like washing my hands, but he had so many people like touching him. That's like my theory of how I got it, but it really could have been from like anywhere, who knows. So I was, oh my gosh, this like, you guys, I have not been sick. I'm not even kidding you. I have not got a cold. I have not got a fever. And I want to say like 8 years. I am not exaggerating. I couldn't even tell you the last time I have been sick. Well, I can think of one time, and it was actually when it was like a work trip. Like 2015, I was really sick when I was in Miami, and I had to do like a presentation. That's like the last time I can think of when I was sick, because I was always around people at work. So we would always like pass colds and stuff on. But since I haven't been working in an office like that, I never got sick. Even like when I was working in the city, I never got sick, and which is so crazy. My sister's guest bed in Florida, fever every day. Luckily, like I was still able to, like after I would take like 2 ibuprofen, I was able to still like be up sometimes and walking around, but I just was not at like my, obviously like my regular self, which stunk because I rarely get to see my family. I had not seen my sister Kara in like almost 2 years, so I wanted to like enjoy our time together, and it's like I couldn't really fully enjoy my time because I was really sick. It was like I just felt tired and like I wanted to sleep. So, and my dad was there as well, so it just stung so bad. And it's just so crazy. But I feel like always at Christmas, one of us always is sick. and it just always happens without fail. Like one year we had like a stomach virus. I didn't get it, but my family did. So, but I was still tried as best as I could to enjoy the holiday time with my family as best as I could. But it was just, oh, it was so frustrating, because then when I got home, I was like, let me take the test, and literally it's like right away, it like was like positive. Now I'm not contagious anymore. It's just, I have this like residual like congestion that just literally won't go away in my throat. And I take so many vitamins, you guys. I do not play with vitamins. I do vitamin C, vitamin D, K2, elderberry, echinacea. Like I am like so serious about wellness. Like I have migraines, which I actually have to make. So I am like a very, very healthy person, and I attribute that to like a reason why I never got sick. But this particular, whatever this was, it just knocked me down so badly. And it's just crazy because I had never had it before. I'm sure you guys can comment if you got it, you know, in the beginning. I think it's better now if you get it, because it's not like that lung thing that it was originally, where like people like couldn't breathe. And I just felt real, I did though feel really fatigued. I feel like in the mornings I'm like really still tired. Like usually I'll wake up, like my body was waking up at like 7:30, but now my body is like still really tired in the morning, so I'm waking up later, and I'm just allowing myself to do it because I'm letting my body rest, because rest equals recovery. This brush, I feel like this video is going to be literally 50 years long, so I hope everyone is just has a snack or something. Okay, so I think I'm going to go in with this shade. Well, I don't think I used this one yet. Go Bestie. It's like a pretty pink sparkle. This is also from that ColourPop palette. And I am just using like a flat brush to apply this. So, yeah, it was just like, I could not believe the timing, like that this coincided with Christmas and like my travel, like how insane. And then my sister got sick, and my dad got sick from me, so I was joking around calling it like the Kiki variant, because my nephews call me Kiki. So I'm like, oh, you guys got the Kiki variant. But my sister, she's like not like, she's not like that where she's like, how could you get me sick? Like she has 2 little boys, so she's, you know, she's used to it. So she wasn't like mad at me or anything like that, in case anyone was wondering. But I did feel really bad that I got them sick. Really do gifts for the kids, just because like it's easier that way. Everyone was traveling, and also like I don't need anything. Like anything I want I will buy. Like my sister Dana, she got me some stuff. Like she got me a really cute, from Amazon, the Sherpa belt bag, and it's so cute. And then she also got me Maddie Pruitt's book. If you guys remember her from The Bachelor, she has a book called Made for This Moment, and I was so surprised. I didn't know she was getting me those things, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so sweet. I can't wait to read that book. My dad got me slippers and a necklace, and I've been literally wearing the slippers. I'm wearing them right now. They're so comfortable. The worst though has been that I cannot taste or smell, and I think it's been 8 days now that I haven't been able to, and it is honestly kind of depressing. Like I miss tasting my food so badly. Like I love my foods and I love tasting them, and just to completely not have it, having like the loss of 2 senses is so sad. Like I was looking up, and so many people experience this as well, so it's nice to know like I'm not alone. But it's still like, oh, I miss smelling things. And you know, I was like at the store and I was like, oh look, there's a candle. I'm like, oh wait, I'm like, I'm not even gonna bother smelling it because I can't smell anything. It's like if I put something really close to my nose, like a peppermint, I can faintly smell it, like very faintly. So every day I've been taking essential oils, the Guru Nana ones, and putting them up to my nose and smelling them. I took an orange, I burnt an orange and put brown sugar on it. People said that helped. It didn't help me. I made chewed on ginger this morning, which was, oh my gosh, you guys, chewing on ginger, it's actually like spicy. I've never done it before. And then I made ginger tea to see if that would help. And I was like, oh my gosh, it was like so hard to even like stomach it. And I heard some people were able to get it back with like an adjustment, so I'm thinking of doing that, like a back adjustment. I've never done a neck adjustment before, but someone said that helped them get their scent and taste back. And then I also saw someone say alpha lipoic, hopefully I'm saying that right, acid, which you can get at the vitamin store, any Walmart, helps because it repairs your neurological functions. So I have to pick that up because I will do anything. Like, please, like, I want my taste back so bad. Like, it's so sad when you're eating your food, like, you just can't taste anything. And it's actually gotten worse because when I was eating a couple days ago, I was like, I could taste a very, very tiny bit. Like, it didn't really taste like anything. It kind of tasted weird, but at least I had like 5%. And then yesterday it got worse and I could not taste anything. Like, it's the weirdest thing, you guys, and it's not fun. It is not fun. And that was one of the things I was worried about with the Rona, like losing my taste. And now, because usually like if you have a cold, like a regular cold, you will get your taste back after like a couple days. But I've seen people on YouTube comments saying like they have not been able to taste for literally like 5-6 months, and that is terrifying me. So all I have to do, I've been trying to do, is just thinking positive and just saying to myself, I will get my taste and my smell back, it will come back, and just praying like for a complete healing over like all my senses. And that's really all I can do, is just try to remain positive. And I really like, I'm tasting things like from memory. I'm like, oh, I remember what this tastes like, so that's like what I'm going off of. But it's just, oh man, if you guys have experienced it, it is rough, man. It is rough. I like, even like when we say like we eat out at like Moe's, or if we like get takeout, I'm like, it's not even worth it for me to eat this. So what I decided to do when my camera was overheating, I put a little bit of white on my inner corner like I usually do. And then I realized I forgot to share with you guys these new Pixie. These are called the Eye Lift Max Liquid Shadows. One is Sunset, so one's more white and one's a little bit more pink. So I was like, let me see if I could layer this over my inner corner. So I'll show you guys. I feel like this side looks better than this side. They don't have like a glitter, it's more like a very, very subtle shimmer. It's not my favorite, but it's not terrible. It's like a very moussey texture. I love these. I wanted to take the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow. This is from Target, the Target collection, and this is in Frog. And I just took a little bit. I already did this eye, but I packed some right in the center just because I can't help myself. Like, I need a little bit of sparkle, and I have been obsessed with these lately. They're just so fun. Another product I got from Ciate, and I was like, let me try this out. I feel like these like never work for me. Stamp and Drag eyeliner pen. So basically like a wing, and then there's a regular pen on the other side if you want to fill it in. So here's what it looks like. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but it's like a little stamp, and what you do is you go like this. Wait, is this the right side? I had it the wrong way. Okay, so I guess you go like this. Ooh, okay, that did something. That actually worked. And then I'm gonna just take this side. This would be so good if you're like a wing beginner. Wow. I do need to fix it a little bit, but that actually did work. I need to mess with it a little bit because it's not exactly, but I'm not mad about that. Now I'm gonna do this side. Oh, see, that one came out a little crooked, but you can just clean it up with a Q-tip. Some mascara. I don't understand the hype with this mascara because I don't think it's anything special. The Milani highly rated anti-gravity mascara, I don't think it's that great, but I do want to try that new one that they have that is like the dupe for Thrive. I just have to find it first at the drugstore, but definitely want to try that one out. It's supposed to be like the extensions like where it adds like extensions or whatever. So I actually have some lashes that I got. A girl who is on TikTok, her name is Meredith Duxbury, and she has these like really beautiful lash collab that she did with Kiss. And she had a bunch. She had like 8 of them, but I just set aside these 2 because they were the ones that really spoke to me the most. So looking at them now, I'm thinking maybe I will do this pair, or I don't know. They're both very like dramatic. Her makeup, by the way, on all the packaging is so beautiful. She's famous on TikTok for like doing her makeup, doing her foundation very like heavy. I don't know, you guys may have seen it before. But Kiss has been so kind in sending me so many awesome lashes in PR. So this set is called I Fancy You, and use the Kiss Lash Glue Liner, which is honestly like one of the coolest inventions of the past couple years. Like you literally just put your lash right on top and it sticks. What do you guys think? Should I do these like get ready with me's every week? I just feel like it's fun to be able to sit down and just chat with you guys and just like girl talk, honestly, and just like life updates. And you know, I'm hoping that these videos will make you guys just feel closer to me, and just so you know like what goes on in my life. And then hopefully if you're going through the same thing, then you can relate to me. Okay, so let's see. Ooh, this band looks pretty thick. I have to see if this, actually looks like it fits. Okay, so the other crazy thing that happened in December, because I told you guys there were so many things that happened, was I'm like, when I talk, I get like out of breath, and I think that must be from the sickness. December 15th, Oliver, you guys know I have 2 cats, Oliver and Gizmo. Oliver is my like Maine Coon looking tabby cat who's really beautiful and fluffy, and Gizmo is my gray cat, and I am obsessed with them. They are literally like my world. We love them so much. Let me put my glue on here. So Oliver, it was like he was going in the litter box and he would just be sitting in the litter box like trying to pee, and he couldn't pee. And at first I was like, oh, he's constipated, which I think is probably what most people think, but I had never experienced any sort of like peeing issue. So my mind always goes to like sorry if this is graphic, but like a poop issue. So I'm like, oh, he's constipated. And he would literally be in a litter box for like a half hour, and I was like, what is going on? So then the next day he was trying it again. We were monitoring him, of course, and I was like, something's not right. And then it was like, I think it was a Wednesday, he came out of the litter box after just sitting there squatting down, and he started like not being able to walk well. Like he was like, it was so sad. I took like a video to send to Nick, and I saw the video again, and I was like, oh my gosh, it was so heartbreaking to see him. Like, it's so heartbreaking to see like your little babies like in any sort of pain. And then he started like leaking, which I later found out was because he was straining. So it was, you know, leaking from him straining to pee. And I was like freaking out, of course, in true me fashion. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, what do I do? So I called our vet, that we always go to. They did Gizzy's teeth surgery, which I don't even know if I told you guys about that. Over the summer, Gizzy got all his teeth out except for the bottom 2. So we have been in like vet surgery land forever. Like these 2, man, they needed a cat insurance from day 1, let me tell you. So Oliver, I called his vet and they couldn't get me until 4:30, and it was like 9 in the morning. No, I was like earlier, it was like 8. So I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, I feel so bad, like looks like he's in pain. I didn't want to wait till 4:30, so I found this vet that's like it's not an emergency vet, but it's like a vet where it's like an urgent care type of thing, except for vets. It's new. It's called Fawn Vet, and they had like a 9 a.m. So I was like, I'm just gonna book it and see what they say. So I brought him there, and first of all, the place was beautiful. I have like a little vlog clip, which when I upload a vlog, you guys will see it. But he was just like looking around the room, being so cute. Everyone loved him, of course, because he's the cutest. Let me just put this lash on, you guys. I'm going to put my head back and secure this bad boy. Really pretty. It's just the band is a little bit thick for my taste, so it feels like kind of heavy on on the eye. And I took him to this urgent care vet, and they were so nice there. And the vet, what he did was he actually, I didn't even know this was a thing, he expressed Oliver's bladder. So basically he pressed his bladder, which caused him to pee. And I was like, oh, well that's good because it let him pee. And he like peed on the table because he pressed his bladder. But they were like, oh, we don't know like what it is. We have to do like x-rays and blood work and all this. And they were like, oh, we'll give you an estimate. The estimate just for like doing the blood work and the x-rays and the urine analysis was $1,600. And I'm like, that's crazy for just doing like the first steps, like the basic stuff. So the visit was only $25. I told them, well, I'm gonna take him to his regular vet this afternoon. Oh my gosh, I could like see the lash in my eye. It feels so weird. So I was like, let me just wait till 4:30, because then when we got home, he was fine because he had the pee came out, so he had relief. So I was grateful that I went to that appointment just to make him comfortable until we got to the 4:30 at our regular vet, who I really, really like. And they're also like the most price conscious vet out of where we live, because where we live, they jack up the prices of these vet bills like insane, you guys. I'm not even kidding. It is crazy what some of these places charge. Like Gizzy's tooth extraction, I got quadruple price at this other vet than our regular vet. They were by far hands down the most affordable for Gizzy's tooth surgery. But anyways, I took Oliver to the vet. The vet was like, felt his bladder. She's like, oh, his bladder's really hard. She's like, I just had a cat who had this come in. She's like, it could be he has a crystal in his urinary system. She's like, he's not constipated, which I knew he wasn't because he actually did poop earlier. And I was like, oh, he pooped. I was so grateful. But then he was still straining because he couldn't pee. So she's like, he could have a mucus plug. He could have a crystal or like a stone. And I was like, oh my gosh. So then she's like, what we need to do is we need to keep him here for 3 days. And I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, first of all, I was like, I hate to be without Oliver for 3 days. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to cost a freaking arm and a leg. I was so worried because then she was talking about like a specialist surgery that some cats get called PU surgery, where they literally like cut off the peeps of the cat and they form it into a girl part. And I was just like, oh my gosh. So I had to sign a form and they gave me the estimate for the 3 days, and it was honestly the whole thing. Anything with like the vet and like your babies, it is just so stressful. Like, okay, these lashes feel so weird on my eye. This video is gonna be 20 years long. So I had to leave him there for 3 days. Actually, it was 2 days because he did so well. I got to pick him up a day early. But in the night of the first day or the second day, I can't remember. Maybe it was the night of the first day, they gave him a pain medication because they had to put a catheter in him. So, and obviously it's painful, so they need pain medicine. So it's like this new kind that they like rub on their back and you can have a reaction to it, because I remember with Gizzy surgery. So with Oliver, he did have a reaction. She had to call me and tell me. And I was like, oh my gosh, he spiked a fever. And she was like, we're doing everything we can to bring the fever down. I was like freaking out, and they put a fan on him. And then I called later on, and thankfully she told me that they were able to take the fever down. So I was like, thank you God. Like, I was just praying throughout those 2 days so much. And when he got the fever, I was just literally like praying out loud, like, please Lord, just like heal Oliver, make him okay. All these thoughts run through your mind, and it's just like this new Pixie Flawless Beauty Primer. They sent me like this package, and it does have like a little bit of this shimmer to it. Ooh, okay. It says, hydrating radiance primer adds a radiant looking glow. It's just like, I guess this is kind of like their version of like a flawless filter. It's actually really pretty. I mean, I'm oily, so my forehead looks really shiny. Oh my gosh. It's my newest foundation that I've absolutely been loving. It's the L'Oreal True Match Nude. I have shade 4 to 5 medium. I did get this because I was a little more tan. Let's see if it matches, because I haven't self-tan since I was unwell. So it's been a hot minute, but I have to get back into my self-tanning routine. And I've just been loving this foundation. It is so natural and so pretty. So how do I tie up this whole story with Oliver? So basically, I got to take him home a day early. He was peeing on his own in the litter box. They had monitored him, so I was able to take him home because you cannot take your cat home until they're able to pee on their own. And he had no stones, no crystals, no mucus plug. They told me that he has a small sphincter, which I guess is like the opening of where he pees. And I think that is common in male cats. Acne, like redness, it doesn't cover that well because I'm looking at this pimple right here and it's not covering it too well, you guys. But it's good for like a good skin day. I feel like today I probably should have went with something a little bit more full coverage. But I can always mix something in here. To tie up my story, Oliver is doing so well. Gizzy, it took him about 4 days before he stopped like hissing and squatting because he was just mad that he couldn't recognize Oliver's scent. I'm just adding a little bit of this Profusion Feel Good Skin Foundation. This is like my favorite, just to get a little more coverage. So, oh, here he comes now. Hi, babe. He has to be on special food forever, which is like this urinary prescription food. So he actually loves the food and he's been eating it like crazy. Just got him special urinary water. I got him these special drops. I got him 2 kinds, and then I got him this cranberry powder that I crush up and I put in his food in the morning. Eraser. It's just been like very stressful because you have to like make sure he's peeing, and it's such like a scary thing because it's such a major function. Like if you don't address your cat not peeing, like they could literally die within like 24 to 48 hours. It's very serious. So that's why when this whole urinary thing happened, it's like so scary. I'm gonna use a separate powder to set the rest of my, like my under eyes. Let me know. I'm gonna use this CoverGirl Clean Fresh powder to set under my eyes. If there's like any videos you guys are dying to see from me this year, I would love to have your suggestions if there's like anything in particular. Like I said, I want to do a Shop Miss A video for you guys. Can also I definitely want to do also more lifestyle videos. Of course, still doing like these makeup videos, but you guys probably noticed like I don't do as many reviews anymore. Like I'm not like really always doing reviews. I do a lot of shop with me's and I do like Dollar Tree makeup, and if I get new products in, I do those videos. But I'm not like sitting here like making a review on like every single product that comes out because I've honestly been like really happy with my makeup collection. Like I haven't been like, I need to have everything new, which is actually really nice. This Rare Beauty bronzer, and I've been wanting this for so long. This is Happy Soul. It is so creamy, you guys. It blends out really beautifully. I had $10 at Sephora, so I treated myself to this product because it was finally in stock. Like, it literally blends flawlessly. Do the forehead. And then I like to also do like a powder sometimes after this as well, but you really don't need to. Chin. If you guys are still watching this, seriously, like God bless you. I don't know how long this video is gonna be, but I know it's gonna be really long because I have been babbling for literally like 2 hours. Now though, can't believe it's 2023 and I've just been trying to get into like my New Year's groove. It's always so difficult. Like I'm trying to stick to some sort of a routine. I'm not like a very routine-y kind of person, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like I love watching people who are, and I'm like, oh, I wish I could be like that. So I'm just more like, it's like a blessing and a curse. I'm more of like a free spirit kind of person. I aspire to be one of those like very planner-y type of people. Like every year I buy a planner and then I like write in it for like a week and then I like forget about it. That's me, okay? I really don't want to be that planner person. That's why I keep buying them. But then I keep it all in the old noggin. It's like a little dry erase planner, which I like to use because it's a little more not so intense as like a big planner, but then you end up forgetting things. So I really have to like get a planner and like actually stick to it and use it. Okay guys, we are finally nearing the end here. I'm gonna take this Makeup by Mario blush. I love this blush. It is so pigmented though. Look how bright this is. You only need like the smallest little dab. And then you can use the other side to blend it out. Like I literally did like 2 dots and then blend it out. This, I don't know if I told you guys, this is in the shade Raspberry. Look at that. I'm obsessed with these cream blushes. They're just so pretty. Rare Beauty shade Kind Words. This is her matte lip liner. I really like this. I've been using this a lot recently. Of course, you are overlining a little bit. Going a little too crazy there. This lipstick that Ciate sent to me, it's the Glitter Storm lipstick in Topaz. Now, I don't know if I have to like layer this with something because it's like these sparkly lipsticks, so I don't know if what it's gonna look like. So let's see. Ah! Oh my gosh. So this is what the color looks like, you guys. Definitely not a color that I typically go for. It's like this rusty metallic color, so I don't really love this. I'm gonna see if I can add some gloss on top. I'm gonna add a little bit of this NYX Lingerie gloss in Shy on top to see if I can kind of stir this a little bit. That definitely looks better. I'm happier with it kind of toned down a little bit. I did have one more thing that I forgot about. It's this Awake by Tarte Sunshine Stick. So I'm just going to see if I could add a little bit of this on top of the highlight that we already had. Okay guys, so this is the final makeup look. Let me know what you think. I actually really love how the eyes came out. It's a very me kind of look. There were definitely some really great products today. There are also a couple things that I didn't love. Like I didn't love the lipstick color, and I have to try these again, the Pixie liquid shadows, because I just wasn't like insanely impressed, but I want to try it like on my eye to really see how they look before I give them a full judgment. And I kind of just, you know, use a bunch of different eyeshadow palettes. The Pixie Flawless Beauty Primer definitely gives me like the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush primer, and I'm still really happy with how the look came out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you for just letting me chat and tell you guys life update. You should just remain positive and grateful and blessed and happy, and that's all that you really can do, right? So just continuing to pray and give thanks in all situations. And thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this makeup look. I know it was so long, and that's just what happens with these chatty get ready with me's. So I will see you guys in my next video.